So the picture on top is apparently a picture of Mars.
This will not go well.
And this picture right here is a picture of Algeria.
So first off, the bottom picture isn't even Algeria, it's a picture of the Lut Desert in Iran, so get your conspiracy right. But secondly, think about what the top image says in the caption. It's supposed to be an image taken by the Ingenuity helicopter. But what's that in the top left? That's the Ingenuity helicopter. How is it taking a picture of itself? Did it leave the camera on a rock and set a timer? Also, keep in mind the actual first flight of the Ingenuity was 2 days later, but what's a few days to a flat earther? Anyway, a reverse image search on the Mars image yields nothing except this Facebook tier conspiracy bait. And that means it was never put out by NASA. That, coupled with the bad Photoshop job inserting the helicopter in the rover, makes me think that some malicious grifter fabricated that image entirely to trick his or her following.
Can you please tell me why Mars looks exactly like Algeria?
I'd love to, but it doesn't. The only similarity is that there are reddish-brown rocks and sand on Mars and in several places on Earth. I challenge any flat earther to go to NASA's website and geolocate any photograph they claim comes from Mars. You'll find it impossible.
They can't actually go to Mars because Mars is one of the luminaries in the firmament.
Yes, Mars is a light in the sky. I didn't know we were rewinding back to 500 BC. We now know what causes those lights in the sky. They're roughly spherically shaped massive bodies in space that orbit the sun.
So is a planet a sphere?
Yes.
Maybe, but it's not something that you can land on.
That's a big claim from a guy who thinks space is water.
How could they even get to space? Because propulsion is impossible in a vacuum. You need something to push off of to create propulsion.
There are some wonderful demos of propulsion in a vacuum, but probably the best is from Warped YT. As you can see in this video, the measured propulsion deviates from zero immediately after the rocket engine ignites, which means that the propulsion began while the chamber was still a vacuum. Anyway, rocket propulsion doesn't have anything to do with pushing off the air. In some sense, the rocket pushes off the exhaust, since the exhaust goes backward and the rocket goes forward. It's much the same idea as why if you throw a bowling ball while standing on a skateboard, you go in the opposite direction. In the case of exhaust, the chemical reaction wants to expand in all directions, but by redirecting it so it only goes backward, the exhaust ends up pushing on the rest of the rocket going forward.
So all of the videos of all of the drones on Mars, they're probably frolicking around in Algeria.
That sounds reasonable in the same way that Flat Earth sounds reasonable. It doesn't.
Entertainment only.
Look, if you're going to spread disinformation, at least stand by what you say. And yes, I know this guy has satire in his account bio, but from his comments, it's pretty clear that's just a cover for him to spread his nonsense because he's afraid of the banhammer.